What did someone do that you were not expecting that made you go from zero to horny in an instant? So this happened many years ago. My girlfriend and I were going to dinner with a group of friends. One guy rode with us to the restaurant. I don't remember why, but something happened and I was in a bad mood on the way home. I was driving, my girlfriend was in the passenger seat and our friend was in the back. I wasn't paying attention to my friend or girlfriend, just driving. Suddenly my girlfriend puts her finger in my mouth. At first I was like, what the hell? But then I tasted it. She had fingered herself and stuck her wet finger in my mouth. Whoa. I went from bad mood to instant horniness. Needless to say, I stepped on the gas, got rid of our friend, and then my girlfriend and I went at it. It was totally unexpected and still something that gets me going when I think about it. When I first started dating my boyfriend, we were cuddling on his bed and I was starting to fall asleep. He started whispering French into my ear. He's French, so it's not like that came as a shock to me, but it woke me up real quick. I don't, yet, speak French, so for all I know, he was saying his grocery list and I was like, drooling over it. Reminds me of the old Tumblr post where the girl loved her boyfriend talking dirty to her in Bulgarian or something during X until one time she caught the word tomato and he admitted he was giving instructions on how to make a salad. That is absolutely amazing. The forwardness of my now wife when we got together. We got together at a party. I wasn't in a particularly great place at the time, but went out for some fresh air. We were talking. She lit a cigarette and said, "Are we going to your room or what?" Apparently I liked that she knew what she wanted. 20 years later, she doesn't smoke, but now she can never decide where we are going to eat. We never can. Also, I did something similar to my now husband, but we were at work. Once I was walking with a guy and I was a little tipsy and I went to walk in the wrong direction and he just pulled me firmly in the right direction and just like repositioned me to walk the right way and I was ready for him to take me right there. LOL. Something so hot about being just like nonchalantly physically controlled like that in a non-axial situation, I don't know. It's so hot when they're affirmative and protective, but not in an annoying way. Did this once to a girl in college. Walking back past a stadium late from the same party, said screw it and grabbed her hand to bring her closer, started making out, which led to second base, then went inside an empty ticket booth and had some fun. I had gotten new earrings and so I was showing them off at school to my friend. He then puts both of his hands around my neck to have a closer look, and that was the moment I found out I was super attracted to this guy. I'm very sensitive around my neck and for him to put his hands there just instantly turned me on. I have had several guys who are just my friends jokingly put their hands around my neck and it immediately gets my heart racing. Can you elaborate on this, BC? All I can imagine is him choking you out, LOL. I think they were face to face so his fingertips would touch behind her neck, like to hold her head steady. Freaking swan. Right. I want this right freaking now. During winter season, girlfriend was in college in another town. She was coming home for the weekend. I went to pick her up at the ferry terminal. She had a short overcoat on, her legs and knees showing. We hugged, kissed, got to the car. She said she is warm in the car and proceeded to take her coat off. She had nothing under her coat. It's not the first time I picked her up. It's not the first time she had that overcoat on. I can imagine that. Sad part is, I drive stick, so I didn't get to play a lot on the drive home. Longest drive ever. At a friend's birthday party in the loft event area of a bar. It was so freaking hot up there, like so hot you feel your clothes sticking to your back, and the bar was packed. Without speaking, my boyfriend grabbed my chin in his hand and kissed me, pushing a cold ice cube from his drink into my mouth. Haven't experienced anything as intense as that moment since. Elaborate on that. Imagine an ice cold shock waking up every nerve in your body. Nipples erect, hair on end, buzz gone. I was ready to leave after that. I'm picturing myself choking on the ice cube and my boyfriend having to give me the Heimlich. And people are saying romance is dead. A guy I was not especially attracted to, not an unattractive guy, just didn't really do it for me. Gave me a hug once and I felt his beard on my neck. And that's when I found out that beards on my neck turn my legs to jelly. I literally had to go to the toilets to calm down. Goddamn. Men with beards. Fan self. Okay word, there was this one dude I worked with who I didn't really think of in that way. Until he hugged my one day and I could feel his arms and he was unexpectedly jacked, and from that moment on I was dumb as frick every time I was around him. Mayo. Him and honey mustard, apparently. My friend and I were video chatting today. We were just talking about random stuff when all of a sudden he stopped and said, "By the way, you look so gorgeous." Not only was I incredibly flattered, but the way he said it was so sexy and got me instantly wet. Tell him. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Some time ago when I left work I went straight to my ex-girlfriend's house. I was dying tired, had a huge 12/8 shift. Just wanted to chill and watch some TV having a beer. When I was on couch on a dad's position watching the news drinking beer, she appears on the corner eating an apple. Weirdest boner of all time. From this day now on, I know that women making that crack sound while eating apples turn me on. Weird boner, but okay. Had a huge 12/8 shift. I definitely read that as had a 12-inch shaft lol. Whereas I read that as a 12-hour it, in my coffeeless state. Two kinds of people, I guess. A co-worker and I were doing something at work that required a squirt bottle, and I went to squirt some water out, but accidentally got it all over the table. He then told me that I was messy and he liked that. I don't know why, but it really did something for me. Oh, this is a good one. I would melt. Very vulnerable and open communication. One time me and my boyfriend had a whole ass argument and I was laying in bed sulking and he was too. At his computer. I forget how, but we both ended up face to face and just had a very honest and open communication about what went wrong where and how we were both to blame for it. Don't know why, but it was a turn on lol. This is low key the best and realest answer here. Post fight X can be incredible. Had a girl call me so I was like, holy at you like that. Girl called me daddy was weird. Spanish girl called me papi hot. Not sure why there's a difference, but there freaking is. Are you a native Spanish speaker? If you're not, that might be the difference, where daddy has an association with an actual father from your childhood, but papi is more of a concept, even though you know what it means. Native Spanish speaker here. Call me papi and I'll feel pressure to make sure your homework's done and you're in bed on time. Plot twist. He's a primary school teacher. Chris Hansen entered the chat. Huh? Hey. Ha. He. Whenever she says that my erections can last 4 hours. Not over 4, I hope. I went to a party with my girlfriend who was wearing a very tight little black dress and high heels. She looked amazing. A couple of hours in I was talking to a group of guys and I hadn't seen her in a while. She walks over to me and whispers in my ear, "You know that I can't wear underwear with this dress," and gives me the hottest frick me now look that I've ever received. As she walked away she looked back and gave me the follow me finger wave. Needless to say I followed her to the nearest available room and aggressively removed that dress, but not the heels. You can imagine what happened next. You fixed the cable? At least something got screwed. You hung the dress on a hanger? Little premise, I'm a sub. So I was walking around at a Renaissance fair and there was a beeswax lotion stand that I walked by and a gorgeous woman stepped in my path and told me, "Stop now. Put this on your hands. Put it on your cuticles. Put it on your nipples for all I care, but you will get this." By God, if my boyfriend and I didn't go directly into the shop with my panties soaking wet. Kinky girl at a Ren fair? How'da thunk it? Hud up. Similar experience at O-Ren. Their lotion bars. They all but tackle you with the thing. They crack me up. I love them. My so shook a bottle of whipped cream and sprayed it in her mouth. You can guess where my mind went. Your mind went to a place of shock and concern because you didn't know she was hooked on whippets. Where did your mind go? I feel like it'll be awesome when you reveal it. A guy I had been casually sleeping with for a couple of months and I went on a date to this Nepalese restaurant. But before we ventured out for dinner we fooled around on my bed. He commented on how he loves the way I taste and smell. Fast forward to dinner. We've finished up, just sitting there, drinking the last of the wine and talking about whatever, and he raises the hand he fingered me with just hours before, puts 2 fingers into his mouth and says, "See, still delicious. Do you want to get out of here?" Yes, I want to get out of here. I've done something like that. Some women's pussies smell just so good, and the smell or the pheromones or my brain's sensitivity to the pheromones is just so strong that I can smell her on my fingers hours later and instantly get aroused. Your username is well suited to you then. Maybe it's all the C virus talk, but my first thought was, he didn't wash his hands before eating. I guess washing your hands doesn't count as a preface to eating food if you love the taste of pus.